Alright guys, we're here with Bruce from the Twisted Tales. You would have seen him on YouTube. Going to break the land speed record hopefully in the next couple of weeks here on his Braaap. You have gone to town on these things, but that's a story for another day. Today we're talking about the Learner's Buyer's Guide. So LAMS approved Buyer's Guide. What we've been doing is just asking people like yourself who have experience in the industry for tips on if you're looking to get into motorcycling, you're looking for a learner approved bike, what are your tips, what do you got? We'd love to kind of have your download of wisdom and yeah, give us your input.
Well, the first one is, what style of riding do you want to do? Do you want something that is like a traditional motorcycle, a fun bike to ride? That's a Braaap. Maybe you want a cruiser, maybe you want something that's a trail bike. But if you're a learner, maybe you haven't had a lot of experience. So the first thing you've got to do is test ride as many bikes as you can, really annoy all your friends and all their friends who've got motorbikes, and go and ride as many bikes as you can and get the feel for what you love. Because in the LAMS category, you've got everything from, well, 0 cc's, you can go electric. I don't know, how does that work for LAMS? You can. I don't know how many kilowatts is a LAMS.
It's all software restricted, power to weight. So electric comes under it, most electric.
I've got no idea what he's talking about. If it doesn't go bang, I don't understand. My phone runs on a battery and that's the only thing I want to know. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. But look, yeah, you got from 0, 50 cc's right up to, I think you can get a LAMS bike at 600 cc's even. So, and they've all got different riding engine characteristics. So find out what's right for you, and the bike you buy first, you're allowed to sell it and get another one. So don't be restricted, go out there. The most important thing is to be safe, have fun. You want to have lots of fun, so get something that you love, that you want to show off, because a lot of people think it's just about the riding, it's just about the commuting. No, it's not. It's about the coffee shop. I love this bike because it's got my favourite charity here, Movember, Grow a Mo to Save a Bro, donate on the link. So you want to be able to talk about it. Now, I take this bike to a coffee shop, which I do. There's lots of guys with $10,000, $20,000 motorcycles. No one's looking at their motorcycles. Everyone's coming over to this bike because they love it. It's about the kudos. So you want a bike that's going to love, and maybe you got something that other people love as well. So have a think about all of that, and like I say, ride it, have as much fun as you can. Only count on owning your first bike for 12 months. Don't look at it as a lot. It's not marriage, it's a motorbike. So love it. I love this one. I'm going to be keeping this for the rest of my life because I love Braaps. Push rods, 2 valves, old school technology, love it.
So what about safety stuff? A lot of learners talk about things like ABS, all this type of stuff, which obviously now with new motorcycles they all have ABS, but is there any type of safety like spec that you look for when you're looking to buy a bike? Is there anything in the spec sheet that you think people should look out for, or is that over the top in the media or something?
Look, a lot of new bikes have got a lot of safety features, Brad, and that's good, but by the time you get to use those safety features, you're already in a lot of trouble. If you're relying on ABS to get you out of trouble, you're already in a lot of trouble. So the most important thing is to get a riding course or go to the racetrack and learn the craft of riding a bike. And this is a really good bike because this one doesn't have any restrictions on it. The bike responds to you, the rider, and only the rider. There's no computer controlled anything on this apart from the ignition. So while ABS and all those sorts of fancy things are really helpful, if you're riding 1,000 horsepower R1 or whatever it is, and you've got launch control and anti-wheelie and anti-slide and anti-skid, you're not making that much horsepower with one of these. So put good tyres on it, make sure your brakes are in good nick, make sure you check the plug, get it serviced regularly. That's a main thing. You don't want it breaking down anywhere on a freeway, because losing power on a freeway, no, that's a life-threatening experience. Don't go there, get it serviced regularly, look after it and it will look after you. Get your skills up, go on an advanced riding course, get those sorts of skills early on so you know exactly what's going on. You'll hear lots of stories about whether you should be using the front brake or the back brake or both brakes or front brake first, back brake first, all that sort of stuff. All those sorts of things are important to ride it safely. And I would suggest go and join a motorcycle racing club and go racing. If you're getting your revs off on a racetrack, that's a great place to do it. Don't go playing chicken on the road. That's not a good place. There's lots of people, everyone on the road in cars, trucks, they're all doing their Facebook, doing their texting, doing their phones. They're not looking out for you. There are advantages in buying a bike brand new. So find a dealer that will service the bike as well, and that way you can build an ongoing relationship. I've got my favourites about, I know Lachlan, he bought his bike, he bought a KTM Duke, brand new, as his first bike, and he's still got it, 100,000 kilometres after 10 years, and it's still going straight. Had a few glitches we've fixed, but everything's going to, you own a bike for 10 years and put 100,000 kilometres on it, you're going to expect one or two things. You know, it's had about 4 chains on it, all the rest of it like that. So get a good relationship with your service person, make sure you know that. And look, the wonderful thing about a Braaap is you can do servicing yourself. Because this is old school technology, you've only got one cylinder to look after, you've got one carburetor, you've got 2 valves, 2 tappets to adjust, and a chain, an oil change, not a lot of oil, not a lot of expense. So you can learn, if you want to learn a little bit of mechanical craft, the Braaap is a lovely bike to learn on, because these machines were born back as Triumph Cub, BSA Starfire, way back in the late 1950s, early 1960s. And if you look at a Triumph or a BSA Starfire Tiger Cub and you look at the engine, it's almost identical. You got to choose the right dealer, have trust in them, and make sure that they're doing the right thing. I know Brad and his heart for motorcycling, and and the whole family have got a huge heart for motorcycling, and to be able to have done and taken the humble motorcycle and turn it into something that is now selling, you know, hundreds and hundreds and thousands around Australia. And Brad's dear dad, who runs the service centre down here at Frankston, PWS, you'll find him down there at Kookaburra. He's got a lot of experience, he's got race experience, you know. If you're going to develop a bike into a race bike, or you want to get your bike serviced, one of the surefire tests about where you get good quality advice from, good quality servicing, is if they race, they know what they're talking about. So Paul is a great guy, got a great heart. So go down there and get some advice from him if you're worried about. But there's a lot of information, you know, tappet clearance, 4mm on the exhaust, 3mm on the inlet. I mean, that's probably the most widely kept secret around the network. There, it's not a secret anymore, just do it. On this bike we're running 10 thou because we've got race cams. The big motor has got an Uber race cam. We're running 20 thou clearance on the tappets there, and it clatters like an old steam train, but she's bursting at the seams to do 100 miles, 160 kilometres an hour on the 250 Braaap. Just awesome.
I love it, thank you mate, appreciate it. Well guys, we should wish Bruce luck for next weekend. So how long's it been, 2 years?
It's been 2 years in the making. Last year's race was cancelled. This year at Lake Gardner in South Australia, there's no social media over there. My race number is 1800, so dial 1-800 Braaap Go Fast and you'll get me. Alf is racing on the same bike. I'm racing in gasoline class, so petrol. Alf's racing in fuel, so he can put nitromethane in it.
Wow. We're
not putting nitromethane in it, not this year. But so we're hoping to get an Australian record in both classes.
Awesome.
And then the big challenge is, can we go and take it to the world land speed record?
Awesome. You're already casting vision. I love it. Well, good luck.
Thank you so much, Brad.
Thank you for the journey.
Appreciate that. And
awesome.
Thank you for your support.
Pleasure.
And Paul's support
in
helping us get there, because without the bike and without the spare parts, awesome spare parts supply, we wouldn't have been able to do any of this at all.
Pleasure. Enjoy.
It's all about the fun, all about the joy, all about the Braaap. And don't forget to donate to Movember to help men live longer, because at my age, I'm interested in that.
That's, yeah, that's very important. Nah, good. Thank you guys.